So my people, it's not a small thing o. In the spirit of this great news that is happening right now, this great news that's populating all over the social media, this great news that is happening right now in Ondo State is that they said the rumor that we heard now again is that they said the news of Queen Naomi's appointment has caused a great, a jubilation right now in Ile Ife, as women and youth took to the streets of Ile Ife as they dance and celebrate and made their way to the palace of Ooni of Ife, and they said Ooni of Ife welcomed them. They were dancing, they were so happy that the whole palace was filled to the brim. Like, in fact, they said Ooni of Ife was even surprised, and it was like, please, he almost forgot that they gave Queen Naomi's. Actually, he didn't forget, you understand, but this kind of jubilation, this kind of celebration, he wasn't expecting it at all, because to him, he was like, I don't understand why this, what is going on here? And they said, have you forgotten, that they have given Queen Naomi an appointment? Queen Naomi, any good thing that happened to Queen Naomi is to all of us. And if you could remember, we all know how Queen Naomi actually carried everybody along in Ile Ife, how she treated them well, how she makes sure that everybody is well, everybody is fine, and she makes sure that nobody lacks anything good. And when they too heard this kind of good news, to them they were like, no, they cannot hear this kind of good news without them being happy for her, because Queen Naomi is such a wonderful soul that if she hears anything or she sees anything good happening to you, she will be the first to reach out to you, to congratulate you, to celebrate with you. So them hearing this good news now, they said no, is their right and time and opportunity for them to also jubilate and celebrate her. That I wish she will come to Ile Ife, that they would have loved to host her and celebrate her on her new appointment. And they said, they were just kind of saying all those things. They were just shouting, jubilating, and all that. And the seven Ooni of Ife was so happy that he was just smiling all through the entire time that these people were there in the palace. And they said Ooni of Ife also, kind of assured them that they should not worry, that they will continue to hear more of this good news, from Queen Naomi, and also in their lives, like Ooni literally pray for them, that as they are made their way out to celebrate with Queen Naomi, that celebration will never ever leave them as well, that they too, they will also have cause for people to celebrate them in health. So they said this was what happened in the palace, that in fact they said the whole palace was filled to the brim, from this great news and from this great celebration that went on in the palace. And they said Queen Naomi Ooni of Ife was so super happy, like that he never believed that people could come out in this, as in so much group, like people were so many. And they said Ooni of Ife at the time was almost confused, like, wait, I can't remember us doing anything now. It was when they now told him that, have you forgotten that Queen Naomi? He was like, oh. So Queen Naomi's appointment is the reason why this whole crowd came out like this. They said yes, and trust Ooni of Ife now, trust this man now. They said he just beckoned on one of his PA. The guy went in, came out, and oh boy, you need to see bundle. We know that Ooni does not joke with money. Like, anytime anybody comes to his palace, whether for visit or whatever, he doesn't joke. Especially, we all saw it during that period that he was celebrating the arrival of his twin, how he was just dishing a bundle of money to all the well wishers who came to celebrate with him. And all through that period, he was just giving out money. He was just giving. He never stopped giving. And now that these people came also to come and celebrate Queen Naomi, they said he just gave them, in fact, all the groups, he was just calling them, the youth, he will give them their own, the women, he will give them their own, all the people that came, he make sure that each and every one of them went home with something, at least with cash. Make sure that cash enters their hand, and they were so happy that the whole place was in fact, those that didn't go, they said they were like, later when those people were going back home, and those ones that didn't go were like, hey, you will give them, said that, why didn't you people come, that kind of a thing. Because the fact remains that it's not everybody that will be able to leave their home, to go for such a walk. But the fact, they said the celebration, the jubilation was massive, like massive, that everywhere was shut down. The whole palace was shut down, no space. People were bumping into themselves, because the crowd, they said, was too much. Because why? They love Queen Naomi so much that they don't joke with her. The fact, they said, despite the fact that Queen Naomi is not in the palace, does not deter them from loving Queen Naomi, does not stop them from celebrating Queen Naomi, and it doesn't take anything whatsoever from them not to celebrate this great woman of grace. Yes, so Queen Naomi is a woman that carries great grace. Her grace is auto. Yes, so her grace na auto, now automatic. I'm telling you, that is who Queen Naomi is. And you see her so soft, so gentle, so this. She's great and powerful. That is why you see great news always happening around her. That is why you see her always going higher and higher and higher and higher, and she will keep going higher and higher. How come? If not, why is she the only one? First of all, she wasn't the first wife of Ooni of Ife, and I think she wasn't the first. Now, where is the first? Nobody knows about her. Nobody talked about her. Nothing whatsoever, about her. Nobody is actually talking about her. Unlike the way Queen Naomi story, and everybody love Queen Naomi. Most people want to associate with Queen Naomi. Most people want to, Queen Naomi to participate in anything they are doing. People want to just have her around them, especially when they are doing anything. They want Queen Naomi to be there, and I don't just know why. Because why? The grace is not from here. Okay, that's why they say who God has blessed, no man can curse. Yes, no one can curse who God has blessed, and that is who Queen Naomi is. She is a great woman of God. She has God backing. She has God, support. In fact, the hand of God is upon her like this. And because why? She is a woman that understands the rules. The rules, in the sense that she kept, make sure that she never defied herself. She made sure that she kept herself to her God and to herself. And that is that one great thing that is keeping her going. That is one great thing that is giving her this push. Because why? She made sure she try as much as possible to make sure she stay pure and clean before her maker, and that is why God will keep showing up for her. That is why the eye of God will never leave her, and that is why she will remain the talk of town, because of who she is. Ordinarily, you see some people, you like, what is wait, why do people love this woman? Sometimes some people will say, wait, why are you people doing, what is it about this woman? That is just the question. It can only end like, what is it about this woman? The more people are complaining, the more people are saying, the more the enemies are trying to talk her down, the more, greater opportunity. The more they are trying to talk her down, the greater, the higher the opportunity, the higher, the appointment, the higher the, glory shining. So we can see that Queen Naomi is one woman that, you cannot do without, like, literally, of course. She's just like this story of Esther in the Bible. From nobody, she became somebody that even till today, you cannot, the book of the Bible will not be complete without Esther. Esther, her story is there in the book of Esther. Who is she? Who was she? She was just an ordinary Hebrew girl, who was so humble, who understood, who loved her God, and who kept herself clean, who make sure she played by the rules of her maker. And that was how God started surprising her. She was all growing from grace to grace, grace to grace. You understand? That is exactly who Queen Naomi is. But some persons will say, but she's not in the palace now. Why did she leave the palace? Why did she leave the palace? If really she's this, will she leave the palace? If really is that, will she leave the palace? And for her to leave the palace, it shows this. Yes, in the eye of men, it might look funny. It might look like it's not it. But I put it to you that she that left knows why she left. Imagine, one thing with Queen Naomi is that she plays by the rule. Oh. Yes. I know some persons will say, after all, she knows that it's only now. Only can marry more than one wife. Why did she still insist in marrying this man when she knows that at any time this man can take another wife? Yes, you can say that, but you don't know the agreement. None of us was there when when Oni went and woo her and asked her to marry him. Maybe Oni actually agreed that, don't worry, after all, it's just one wife. I don't think I will not have any other woman. If you have this agreement with a man, and at the end of the day, you now decide to break that agreement, is it now your fault? It can never be your fault. That was why she said in Mercy Johnson's show, when Mercy Johnson asked her about these women there and all that, she said it's only that love crowd, that she does not love crowd. That was what she said, pop and plain. So to me, my own understanding from that word is that Oni was the one that break the rules. Fine, the way she left when she went on Instagram and dropped her divorce and all, fine, that aspect they will say is wrong. The approach was wrong. But when we talk of rights, yes, she definitely she has a right. When you and somebody has an agreement and the person decide to break the rules, I beg, is it not your fault? I believe that is why this issue, they only didn't come out to say anything about that, because when somebody keeps reminding you, and at the end you decide to break the rule, so it's not your fault. You understand? And that was why she could boldly say that Oni was the one that wants a crowd, but she does not want crowd. So my people, this is the rumor that we heard, that they said Queen now when the news, they said Ile Ife, were celebrating, the women, youth, children, everybody, and they also celebrated and went to Ooni Of Ife palace, and and also jubilate and celebrate with Ooni for this great news from Queen Naomi. So my people, this is the rumor that we heard, and I said I will also come here and also let you, my people, my great family, to also hear this. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for standing by. I love you all. I appreciate you. God bless you. Till I come your way again, always remain and stay blessed. Thank you so much. Bye for now.